let's talk about a silicone muscle top. This is about 7 pounds. I got this from Amazon. The size that I got was a large, and I'm about 140 pounds, but I got it when I was about 165, and it was pretty snug. Now it's still pretty snug, but this is great for if you're doing drag, cosplay, anything like that. And in this tutorial, we're gonna cover a couple of different things: how to put it on, how to take it off, and how to clean it, along with also where you can get one of these, and a couple of things that I've personally learned over my about year and a half of having one. Now, let's just start off with a couple of things. You can always skip forward. I do have things time-stamped, but let's just talk about the general of what this is. Silicone. Very, very, very stretchy material, which is great, but it does sometimes rip, tear, and crease over time and overuse. This one, since I've had it for about a year and a half, you can see it's got some ripping there. It happens. Pretty sure you can repair this. I've seen some tutorials that you can repair, or at least try to repair, but in stretchy areas like there, I don't know how long it'll hold for. Now, this is about 7 pounds, so wearing it to a convention or other things like that, you have to keep in mind you're going to be sweating a bunch under this thing. There's almost no breathability. But normally a lot of them do have these little tiny holes, so it's easy to at least get on and get off. But this is form-fitting, heavy, not necessarily the most practical for summer. But, I mean, hey, if you want abs, these are a little bit expensive. When I had purchased mine, it was about $200. I know, right? And this one does not have a zipper. This one is a solid piece. From what I've seen, and I wish I had purchased one that had a zipper, you can get ones that have a zipper typically on the back. And there's also ones that extend to longer on the arms and other areas of the body, but this one is just the top, because I didn't want anything too crazy. Putting your silicone muscle top on. Now, I've done a lot of different makeup, which I will show in this video, different makeup looks that I've done. Normally, I put the makeup on first, and then put the top on. Just because it's really hard to sometimes move around in it, it can crimp on your arms, and since I do have a bit of a muscular build here, I've noticed that with this top, it can crimp my muscles, so it just makes it hard to put my hands up about here and to do any of my makeup. It's just easier to put it on after. Putting something over your hair though, because you don't want it to grip your hair, is always really important. So before I do my makeup, I will put a wig cap on, or after I've done my makeup, I'll put a wig cap on, protect my hair, keep it from pulling, because silicone does pull on the skin, even after you've powdered it, which we will be going over how to clean and powder towards the ending of this. This is how to put it on, and then how to take it off. So you have your silicone muscle top here. Now, I do suggest if you're going to be getting one of these that you have someone who's helping you out. When I had put this on the first time, I did not have someone help me out. So, yeah. All right, so the easiest way that I have learned to put this on, and I'm going to take off my watch, make sure you don't have any jewelry on. This thing will pull at it and it will grip anything, is to take the top, get your arms through the holes here, pull it up, just like this, and slowly work your head into it. Try your best to make sure it doesn't get folded. If it gets folded, move that around before you start to put it, because silicone loves to stick to itself and it loves to roll up. And it just makes it a little bit harder for you to do really anything. When you're putting this on, make sure you're wearing some sort of clothing. Otherwise, this will stick to your skin and it does get harder to take off, along with also put on. All right, so you have your hands like this. Now, we're going to take our head and slowly put it into the inner portion. So there's a hole here. We're going to pull it up with our hands right there. So you'll see exactly what I'm doing. I'm using my head to hold it and pulling and working it like that. Now we have it right about like this. Get that over your head. Make sure the neck is not constricting. And then take any bit that has clumped up on itself, which it will probably clump and roll a little, and start to slowly work it down. See here, it clumped up in the back. I can feel it there. And now we have that on, and you can adjust it if you need to. So it is on. Our muscle top is now on. Take this time to adjust yourself however you need to in it, but our muscle top is on. And normally at this point what I would do is I would put on whatever remainder of my costume, cosplay, makeup that I'm doing, and I would be good to go. You can also see too that it did pull up my hair cap. If I did not have that on, I would be ripping out hair and it would probably end up getting stuck. All right, so we have it on. Now you can see again, limited movement, getting my arms up like that. But it does look pretty real, especially when you cover the creases here, or if you have the ones that go all the way down on your arms, it can look really real. All right, so I have a stool right here. I'm going to take this stool, put it down, have a stool or a chair. It is a lot easier to get it off like that. And we're going to stretch this slightly, take our leg, and put it over, just like that. Then we can take our arms and slowly bring them inward, just like that. Looks a little funky, but then we can start to work it more. Make sure your knee is in position. Take your head and move it into the inner portion and slowly work this off. So you're going to use your elbows and your hands to move this. Make sure you're also wearing some sort of hair protection so it's not going to get stuck on your hair. And make sure you have your makeup off or most of your makeup removed because it's just easier for cleanup. Now we're going to take this off. Use your arms to push it up and slide it off. And you see my hair cap ended up going with it, which is fine. That is why I wore a hair cap, because if I did not wear a hair cap, I would have ended up ripping out a bunch of hair because silicone, again, loves to grip onto anything and everything.
Now to wash our silicone top. I'm using some makeup remover. I prefer using Vanilla's Clean at Zero. It's very gentle on skin and also the silicone surface. You use it like you would a normal makeup remover. Then I'm using the shower gel, scrubbing it, and cleaning both the front and also the back of it. It's also important that you take it and turn it inside out. Now the easiest way to turn it inside out is flipping it and pulling the neck portion through the bottom. It'll flip inside out pretty easily. Rinse that, scrub it as well. That's the side that's probably going to be a little bit dirtier since it's been on your skin, and it probably is going to smell. It's going to be gross from your sweat. Now take that, turn it inside out. Shake it a couple of times after you rinse any remainder of soap off of it. Let it drip dry. And then you're going to put it onto a towel. Now we're just going to towel dry this. So lightly pat it. Again, after it's patted, flip it inside out. Dry the inner portion. And before we flip this inside out, we're going to powder it with some baby powder. Baby powder is going to keep everything from sticking. It keeps it smelling also good as well too. The inside, I'm leaving a lot more powder on than I flipped it. And you can see here that silicone is very sticky, so that powder is going to make it not sticky. The powder is just going to keep any hair like cat hair, pet hair, or your own hair from sticking to the surface when you keep this in storage. So make sure both sides are powdered and you're good to go.
Now your silicone muscle top is nice and clean. It is powdered so hair is not going to stick to it. When you store it flat. Make sure it's not going to fold because the folds will actually stay on this permanently. You can see a little bit of folding here. It happens over time, and if it's not laying flat, you will get folds in it. But thank you all so much for watching. There are more tutorials over on my profile: cosplay, art, DIY, and special effects makeup. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye!